On this channel, I like to talk a lot about Japanese sets or miniature sets or other products that were released exclusively in Japan and were never brought to the US or really other English countries. But this one was one of the few that Wizards of the Coast did bring over and kind of adapt, however, in a bit of a different way. So today, let's look at the Southern Island sets. So as you can see, they came in 3 packs when they were released in Japan. It was for the second movie, which was in '99 there. However, we didn't really get these in America until 2001, and when we did, it was in a different way. So each set has 3 cards, and a little bit later I'll get into what else comes in these sealed sets. But you can see this one is Rainbow Island Fields of Flowers, Rainbow Island Riverside, Rainbow Island Sky, and then we have Tropical Island Jungle, Tropical Island Sea, and Tropical Island Beach. So for this closer look, we will start with the Tropical Island Beach. I think this has some really good card art, and let's just take a look at it. It's sealed in this plastic envelope of sorts. It kind of keeps everything together, keeps dust, smoke, pet hair, whatever else off of the card, so it's a really nice to have these sealed versions. And the reason I wanted to show off the Japanese sealed versions is because they are so unique. They come in this nice little case with the postcard accessories. So as you can see, it kind of folds out there. It's got exterior and interior art, and within it's got this miniature card sleeve that holds all 3 of them very nicely, and it holds them in a way to where you can kind of use your imagination to fill in the blanks of what the postcard artwork is, which is really great. And I'm glad they include the postcards with the sets because the card artwork does cut off a bit, so you lose parts of Pokemon or even like smaller Pokemon in the background get cut out for the card art. And it's just really nice to have the postcard with you that gets the complete artwork there. The interior artwork is also beautiful. They have circled here the 3 locations on the island where the postcards are going to be based. So the art does differ based on the location. And this serves just to give reference for where on the island the different sets are and how they all fit together. And then we'll also look at one of the Rainbow Island sets. Probably the most sought after one is the Rainbow Island Sky, because the Mew and the Onyx are actually usable cards that did see some play in the metagame. So let's just take these out and get a look at the differing artwork. As you can see, it's a completely different island. This one's shaped like a Pikachu, and you have the different areas circled like on the last one. Again, just beautiful exterior and interior artwork for the product. The Mew is a reverse holo. They kept this the same whenever they translated them into English and reprinted them. So you can take each of the cards out. Again, really nice sleeve, keeps them really crisp. These cards are in really great condition, mainly because they're sealed within these miniature little card holders, but also within the cardboard, and then again within the plastic envelope that kind of has its own sticky seal. Again, you see a postcard here, really great artwork. Like I said, a lot of Pokemon get cut out of the card artwork, so it's nice to have the full art there so you can see kind of all of the Charizard and the Nidoking that's there. And these sets aren't terribly hard to track down. On eBay, you can get them for anywhere between $12 and $20 depending on which specific set. This particular one, the Rainbow Island Sky, is probably the most expensive because of the reverse holo Mew that's in there. As I did mention, Wizards of the Coast actually brought over this set for an English translation, which was very rare for them. However, when they did so, it was as one product, so they released one single folder that had all 18 cards included. It also had all 6 of the postcards in the folder, and it came with 3 booster packs. Because the sets were originally released in Japan in 1999, the card layout was the same as everything they had used from base to Rocket. When the English sets were released in 2001, it was right after Neo Discovery, so the card layouts in English are actually that used during the Neo era. In the years between the Japanese and English releases, these cards were heavily showcased in TCG magazines and on early websites at the time. I remember especially looking in Beckett's Pokemon Collector and also in Pojo's, and they were saying these cards are super rare because there's no English release yet and they're so valuable. But these sources were also pretty bad for overhyping the collector's market, like saying that Birthday Pikachu was worth $700 because it hadn't released in English. But these cards were highly sought after, even in Japan, where you could get them in the native language, just because the artwork and the feel of the cards themselves were so unique. Beyond collector's value, some of these cards did actually have some competitive value as well, so let's look at those. Mainly, it was the Mew card. It's kind of hard to tell from the English scan, but for one Psychic Energy, Mew can use Rainbow Wave, which says choose a type of energy other than colorless attached to Mew, and this attack does 20 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon of that type. This was useful upon release in the Neo era because you had access to Rainbow Energy, so you could attach a Rainbow Energy just to use Rainbow Wave. It would pay that Psychic Energy cost, but then you could also choose any energy type you wanted for the damage being put on your opponent's Pokemon, because Rainbow Energy provides one of each, but only one at a time. Rainbow Energy would place one damage counter on Mew, and it only has 30 HP. However, in the Neo format, you could also attach Focus Band, which could keep it alive and allow you to get off multiple Rainbow Waves, which could stack a lot of damage over time across multiple Pokemon on your opponent's side of the field. Southern Islands Onyx made its way into a lot of Steelix decks because it had much more HP than the Neo Genesis Onyx that was typically used in Steelix decks at the time. Primeape made for a pretty decent Haymaker card, as it could deal 20 damage for 1 energy, and with the help of Focus Band could actually deal 70 damage off of a Rampage for only 2 energy. Fun fact with this card too, it lists Primeape as level 26 when Mankey doesn't actually evolve until level 28. With Venusaur being reprinted from base set into the Legendary Collection, making it part of the Neo-On format, people started using this Ivysaur instead of the base set one. It had the same amount of HP but could deal that 30 damage for 1 less energy. For Venusaur builds that would stack tons of energy onto Jungle Exeggutor to get off a huge big explosion, those decks got a new tool in the Southern Islands Exeggutor, which had a less powerful version of that attack. However, you could use it to snipe Pokemon on your opponent's bench, so Exeggutor Venusaur builds could tech in 1 or 2 of this new Exeggutor to help mix up the playstyle. Make sure you stay tuned for more content based around Japanese sets that were never released outside of Japan, and just more Pokemon content in general. I've got a lot of decks coming up, as well as some TCG history videos. As always, I would love to see what you guys think down in those comments, and I'm always open to suggestions for content that you would like to see from this channel in the future. So again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.